Copenhagen Gaming Week 2024. We reached the third day of our tournament here, the Counter-Strike 2 tournament at the event. It is Championship Sunday, but before we go to the championship game, which will be later today, we have the bronze match, the third, fourth place decider between the two regional teams who qualified to get here. It is of course lilmixgg from Sweden and attax from Germany. With me on the desk right now, of course, have Anders and Bubski. And Anders, to start off with you, these two teams, yesterday they battled against like the big opposition, the tier 1 experience. Now they have a more even battlefield. How is this going to affect them? How is this stage, but the opposition being on their level, going to like attack them mentally?
Hopefully it's going to be a more even game. That'd be really cool to see. But I mean, I'm just excited that they're getting some experience. We're sort of halfway here just to sort of to get to the grand final, but also we want to get to see some of the individuals, see if they can be future prospects. Maybe this is the first time that we see a name that in the future is going to be on the top team. That could be really fun.
I also think it was interesting to see the levels of the teams that they faced. I would say NIP is the easier opponent, but we also saw lilmixgg playing a little bit closer to that game compared to what Alternate was able to prepare against Astralis. So I think it's going to be more equal today, regardless of what the resource was yesterday.
If you look at the past games for these two teams, apart from the games they played against the tier 1 opposition yesterday, the Alternate attax boys, they're playing a lot of international tournaments, facing a lot of international teams, while lilmixgg in the last like 7 games, I think they're only Swedish opponents. What kind of difference does that make when you only play teams from one region compared to playing everyone from Europe?
I mean, I think one thing that can happen is that you get kind of used to the meta that's happening in some of those Swedish cups. You're like playing the same teams over and over again, and that can be a bit dangerous. You can run into an alternate attax that maybe has a deeper sense of what the game could be like. So it's going to be interesting. Although I will say some of the individuals on lilmixgg they look really impressive. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, Lumi, of course, one of those individuals that we looked at yesterday, a guy that they usually to like, what is the things that you can see in his play that maybe warrants a bigger position in a bigger team?
I think it showed that when it's first stage experience, it's very common for players when they get killed to go back, but he was always ready to take initial ball pushes into the game. I think I saw it on overpass, he gets 2 kills on an eco, gets an AK, and he would be like, hey, he should go back on A side and maybe go jump, get the information, but he keeps playing the offensive angle, so he's playing with a lot of confidence. It's going to be interesting to follow that for sure.
And when you play with a lot of confidence against the tier 1 team, can you then do the same against maybe a lower opposition? Will he smurf even more today?
I mean, the issue is, and I think he wrote that line really well, but the issue is if you have even more confidence, so you take even more risks, sometimes you get punished really badly. So that's always something that you're looking for, right? It is good to be aggressive and take some of the sides, but if you overplay your hand, you can be a real liability to the team. So I'm really curious. I have like the whole list of check marks that I'm always looking for in players like this. To see, can he replicate the success? Is he going to be overconfident? How will it affect everything? Like, it's really interesting.
One thing that is also a difference between these two teams is that the lilmixgg guys that don't have a coach behind them, the alternate guys that have a coach, I even saw like several of other people also traveled with them. There's definitely a big like difference in the setup behind the two teams. How's that affecting players and like the development of talent?
There's no doubt that the future for Alternate is probably a little bit easier also due to the contractual obligations that they have on that team. They're a big organization in Germany, like it's been here for a long time. They obviously know what they're doing in some sort, while lilmixgg is a kind of mix where good players come along but they don't really have a team and then they might leave when a better offer comes in.
And what does that do to the mentality, right? Because Alternate, they're on contracts. I'm not exactly sure how lilmixgg is set up, if they have contracts or if it's like low-term contracts or maybe no money. Like that has to be something that does something to your mental. You don't know where you are in the next 3 months.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, it's really hard to say. It could be that the mood on lilmixgg is super relaxed. Like it's all just having a great time. Every game is just an adventure for everybody, and there's not so much pressure. It could be that alternate attax on the other side that they need to perform. Like they also have a brand to represent, and they want to do it. Like, it's very hard to know how that plays out. But in theory, it should be the case that the structure behind alternate also means that they are going to have a professional approach, and they have some resources that can help them out at a tough moment. So I mean, it was hard to tell in the last game. Obviously, the opponent was so good, but in theory, it should obviously get up to have the kind of structure that alternate have.
We're going to find out who the better team is, who's going to go home with that 3rd place here at Copenhagen Gaming Week 2024. Let's get into the game.
Yeah. Here we go, alternate and lilmixgg, and this is for a 3rd place decider. Going to be alternate attax starting on the CT side with lilmixgg on the T side of things. I already mentioned it a little bit, but Lumi so probably not going to be the only topic of conversation here.
Gonna start out with the Mirage, the pick of lilmix, and overpass coming afterwards. Because lilmix also played yesterday, and then Ancient if we need it as like the decider map. Quicks will be taken out quickly. That's with a flag back, and a couple of entries here for the Swedes.
If you remember Alternate won all 4 pistol rounds against Astralis, they were really good at that. lilmix though, they've pretty much knocked this out in spite of the fact that Goody had a really sick shot at the start. He was very well held, but it's not going to make a difference. Lumi will find Orsak at the end, and that will be it for the Swedes. They're going to pick up the round pretty straightforward, no nonsense, but it is a pistol round. You know, you don't have to make it complicated. Sometimes a regular type B rush will do the job.
And one thing to kind of look out for as well is usually, of course, in Counter-Strike, when you have LAN tournaments like this, the in-game meter will sit in the middle. It's Brillo over at lilmix. He has a lot of energy. It seems like he's always smiling, always has a positive attitude. Even though like they were losing yesterday, he still had that smile on, constantly like making sure that these players were comfortable and pressing them further on. That's always a great quality to have in an in-game meter, someone who kind of gives you more energy than he takes away.
Yeah, and I think, weirdly enough, for whatever reason, in the Swedish team especially, that's been a big problem throughout the years, is having energetic players in general. Like, they've obviously had talented players, but sometimes the energy seems to disappear from some of those high-level Swedish teams, and that's a shame, because it can make a big difference, like you said, having someone who's excited and who, you know, even in a loss, you feel like, okay, it's not the end of the world, like, we can do something here, but this one, pistols mostly. There is an MP9 in play on the CT side as well. Alright. Nice little shot coming out from Perks, but ultimately the bomb side is lost. The bomb's going to get planted. And I don't think, I mean, you could look for the exit here.
Yeah.
That's probably the best shot.
Quicks taking another one with back 10 double kill for him. Panics, last man standing. Didn't invest too much because he wants to save a little bit of extra money to get that orb out on the first buy round. So he's going to run away, save that little armor. Just bring that into the next round. The T side, it's almost perfect. Like they get 4 rifles into the next one, they take a very dominant round win, 2-0 lead, and it's their own map pick. So everything is rolling right now for lilmix.
Yeah, I mean they can swap out the Mac 10. They get 2 kills with it, so they get quite a bit of money bonus from that on Quicks, and then he just goes and picks up the AK that was lost earlier. Oh, reload. Nice little spin to take down Panics. Tricky moments, but only the one casualty there for the T side, which again is absolutely not a problem. They're going to be fine with it.
And also it's early in the game, so anything can still happen. Alternate attacks. We saw how patient they were yesterday, despite being up against a really good opposition. They played slow, they played methodic, disciplined. Maybe it's going to be a different kind of task today when you're facing a team that is more equal to your own firepower than Astralis were yesterday.
You have to hope so. That's my big wish for this kind of game, is that the teams will just get, you know, to play all 3 maps, hopefully make it close, get to, you know, double digits on both sides, because I think everything matters right now. Obviously, we're not playing for a ton of money. That's not really what it's about, but having the experience, like, it's going to feel super real to the players on the stage. For them, it's not going to feel like you know, third place decider. Yeah. It's going to be a really heavy experience, win or lose here. You're going to feel it. If you win, I guarantee you're going to be home. You're going to be riding that feeling high for a couple of weeks. You're going to be remembering back all the cool stuff that happened. And if you lose, it's going to be a tough loss no matter what. So like, emotionally, this is one of those games that definitely has a huge impact. That's worth remembering. You know, especially as a commentator, sometimes you watch with a game, you forget how invested the individuals are in the game, and it's worth highlighting a little bit here. Okay, USP's coming in, that's huge. They can't wait. That's more than I was expecting. Double kill the USP.
It's an important thing you mentioned there, because every player who's ever played competitive, it doesn't really matter what level. For example, I can mention myself as a player who didn't play at the highest level, but when you go to LAN and you get that stage experience, like I hope these players get the same feeling, like when a really close map happens, everything's like you're kind of shaking. Usually your fingers don't shake, but you're so excited, you're so focused.
Yeah.
And if they take that experience and just bring it along with them, like that's going to do a lot, and that's either going to make them go more hungry for the next one, they're gonna be more relaxed for the next one. Like everything is impossible.
It definitely is. A lot of players want to try and play in front of a crowd on a land stage, which Louis. It's a good kill at the start for Panics, but he got a little bit too hungry perhaps. That's those 4 out of 5s are pretty good rounds to win if you're on CT Shadow Mirage. It's a shame that they give it up quite that early. But they pick up the bomb in T spawn, and you can see it being carried on over to the A bomb site. So a strong indication for those of us with a minimap that it is going to be the A site that's ultimately attacked here. Far back defense as well for alternate, so they're not. They should be able to, if they get a kill here, they can still defend the bomb site. But we'll see a lot of grenades left on lilmix, and that's a start. Quicks will take care of Freeze.
The question is, do they want to hold back now, or do they want to go in front of the smokes? And Allsec wants to play aggressive. Double kill from him. Third one coming in, but Lumi with the orb once more. Scoped in. 1v1 knows exactly where Perks is. Maybe a wallbang. Oh, he hits the shot, but the bomb will be planted here.
Molotov on Perks.
And he knows he's done damage, probably.
He does. He's so good! Lumi living up to the hype from yesterday. You saw it in, you saw it in the way that he took even the first fight. That level of confidence, that is exactly what LAN does to a lot of people, is the opposite. You will fear swinging for the first fight. You're gonna second guess, you're gonna slow down. I swear sometimes people slow down in some of those fights and it's less than half a second slow, but that is so much time in Counter-Strike, right? It's exactly enough time for the enemy to set up nicely on you. He has some pretty good internal timings there. He's 8-1 at the moment, and yeah, what a treat to begin with.
Yeah, and this was one of the questions we had before the game. Like, he played well against the tier 1 team. Can he play even better against maybe a lower opposition? And so far he's done that.
Yeah.
He's really living up to the hype.
Like we said, you know, if Lumi has some of these results online somewhere, it's really hard for a team to know, is it worth it to sort of try and see if we can get this guy into a team? Like, you have no idea how he's going to be playing on that, but now at least he can play, you know. Actually, I did get a chance to play, and yesterday it was against them. It was a tough opponent, and he still played well, so this could be fun. It could be that some of you guys watching the arena or at home can see fun. I happened to see that one game that Lumi played early on in 2024, and it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, some players, like, you don't know that they're gonna grow into something big, like, before it actually happens, but that's the fun part of Counter-Strike. You can potentially witness the start of someone's career at events like this.
Yeah, you really can. It's that's fun. That's always an interesting growth, and it happens pretty quickly nowadays. Like in the past, I swear it was years. And now we have players coming out of nowhere, and they're good from the start. Defense, defeated at the B bomb site. It's not even going to matter because it's actually the A bomb site that I'm going to bomb on. But the so-called fake was so successful that it pretty much won the round on itself.
Now they're just out hunting for blood. Probably shouldn't be at this point in lilmix. They're about to be up 5-0, but they don't have that much cash on hand, so maybe hold back a little bit, and they will. It's actually funny. I was just looking at the stats because, like, it's kind of hard to prepare for some of these events since most of the games they play are on HLTV. But, like, for example, Lumi, he's only 109 rating on HLTV right now for the last 3 months. But one thing that's kind of sticking out is that his impact rating is way higher than everyone else on his team.
Yeah.
And that's usually, in my opinion, like the hidden way to see if someone's a really good player, like how much impact does he have. And he's definitely shown it so far in this tournament.
Yeah, I would say so. There's just something I think people sometimes refer to as like the eye test when you see someone play. Like regardless of stance and everything else, there's a way for people to handle certain situations. And he's checking some of those boxes at the moment. We talked about Quicks a little bit too last time, but he's the experienced player on lilmix. He's been playing for a very long time, so yeah, a little bit of a benefit to having him in there, especially when they don't have the same organizational structure as alternate. It's kind of good that they have someone who has been around the block for a while. Also got a little bit of a jump over with a smoke. That's pretty cool. Let's see if we can get a little bit of info info. Goody, gotta be careful he doesn't make too much noise here because there's a lot of people behind him and on the other side of the smoke. He actually is in a little bit of trouble here. He needs a flashbang to set this one up, and I think he got one, but there was no players for him to spot, and eventually he's gonna go down. Brillo, the one to take the shot.
He knew there was a guy next to him in the smoke as well, so he wanted to get that first kill on top of mid and then turn around, but it managed to hit the bullets in time.
Look at the flank of the T-spawn at the moment that's coming in.
Freeze is just behind them. If they stand still too long, he's just going to flank around them, but Lumi gets the entry onto the B-bomb site. Now it's all of Orsted gets his rotation in to kind of hold this site. Panics gets one, but Orsted needs to get this one also. He will. 3v2. Sea breeze.
Oh, Brillo here. The timing is just against the Panics. What a time to stop. And Sea breeze already kind of making a little bit of noise. It's being heard there. Good defense finally from Alternate. It was very, very close at one point in time. I really thought they were going to lose that B-bomb site, but well done.
Now it's a question of lilmixgg just resetting themselves. Yes, they got the good start. Now they lost a round. Like the match is getting into a new phase. Can they continue from this? Can they send their opponents back into the troubled land? The coach, of course, coming in with a few things. I don't speak German fluently, so I can't really translate what he's saying.
Yeah, it's been a while for me as well. Okay.
Not gonna try anything.
Try not to insult any Germans watching by attempting that. If I was less lazy, I would, I would try to keep it. I took German like 7 or 8 years.
It is, apart from the Scandinavian countries, it should be the one that will come easiest to as a Dane, because a lot of the words are kind of simple.
Yeah, it should be. Laziness is 1 hour on this one.
The eternal champion.
5-1 though. I mean, it's still not too late for Alternate to change the outcome of this particular map. Yeah, it is a concerning scoreline. T-side for lilmixgg. Having 5 rounds already is pretty good when playing MR12 like this. But with the orb and Louis right up close. Even looking for that shot, looked like he maybe could have had it. Gotta be careful, there is an orb on the other side on Panics. Orsted is the one that's pushed in front, and he's gonna go down, and now the bomb surely gonna be planted in a couple of seconds here. Goody. This is such a heroic move. He wants to try and actually win the round back, and as often happens when you go for those deep plays, you end up getting shut down instead, and now your team's actually in a much worse position.
Yeah, I think he moved into, he was too close towards the bomb site, so his footsteps were heard, and then it's not really a big problem swinging out with the correct timing when you have the info, so maybe a little bit too fast and furious for him in that round. Behind the alternate attax cards, of course, we always highlight the players, but it's Sen, the German, behind the alternate attax, who previously, if I'm not mistaken, was a player in the team, and then like kind of moved on to the coaching role with his new lineup. Let's see what difference he can do.
Yeah, obviously a role we were talking about this a little bit before the show, so it's one of those roles that's very hard to judge from the outside. How much impact does a coach have? How good is a coach? Like obviously all the work, or most of the work that a coach will do is stuff that we'll never know about, like happening outside of the server somewhere. So quite hard to judge.
Definitely. The only way, like, you can kind of, and that's, some might say it's unfair, but you can judge it on the results of the team. And then, like, you don't know how much impact that coach has, but that's the only kind of metric we have.
Yeah. And stuff rumors you hear, trying to stitch it all together, but I don't have any doubt that having a good coach is super important, right? Like that, a good coach can obviously make a huge difference in solving a lot of problems that a team might have. But
yeah, I think there are different ways to be a good coach, and different teams need different things. And like for example, like FaZe with Kerrigan, they don't need a highly analytical coach because they have Kerrigan. They more need a guy who can like kind of work with the players and more like on a human scale.
Yeah.
Whereas other teams might need that like expertise with all the tactical analysis.
They've already made their way past. He was going to be dead one way or another. But the opening kill did go to alternate. So it's 4 versus 4. They got that AWP shot up at the palace on the A side. Quicks snuck through. It's because he didn't get the kill in the window. Nobody knew that he was there. There's actually no chance you would have known because when you're goody dying at the start of the round, you're calling it in, you're saying, yeah, I got killed from a guy who was in the middle, not in the window. And then 5 seconds later, that guy in the window snuck through to the B-bomb side. So pretty sick mind game coming out there.
Once more, lilmix taking control of the game. Just trying to bait out the off shot. Brix will actually be able to move into the jungle area, and Lumina will be the one baiting in CT's. And it's still holding the angle low, hitting the shot. Lilmix have to be careful, they can't lose too many weapons here. I know they're leading and they're about to be leading 7-1, but there's not a lot of money left for them. They will win the round, but everyone has to revive. And they have to play on like 3,500. This is not like ideal territory.
It's definitely not. It's probably one of those calls. Now that it's not working out, we're all gonna say, man, that was a mistake, right? But I guess it's like you rolled it, a little bit of a roll of the dice. I kind of agree in terms of the money. It is kind of dangerous to do it. There would have probably been a nice upside for them if they could have taken away, especially the ability. But yeah, you know, in hindsight, that's quite scary.
And it's also like, it's also something you have to take into account with us playing MR12 now. Like,
yeah,
not that many rounds, and if you just miss a couple of grenades one round, or one player who has a little instead of an AK, when you only have 12 rounds on each side, like that small difference can slowly go into being a way bigger difference because you don't have that much time. And Freeze has all the time in the world. Good is saying, it'll be a 3-for-1 trade for the CTs. Very hard for them to get back now.
Yeah, from Freeze to begin with. That bought plenty of time for the second player to come in and show up. And now, you know, now we're in that, you know, no bomb hunt. They just spent all of their money hunting the previous round. So a chance now for Ultimate to get some rounds at the end of the half here, which is important.
I'm kind of wondering now with how low the lost bombs might be. I'm not exactly sure if they're going to run full eco. Oh yeah, they're going to force up because they were going to have to have 2 ecos either way, so they might as well just force up now, get the lost bonus, maybe a slightly bigger chance here. So this is a potential for alternate attacks. Of course, get the last one, potentially getting this one, not for free, but at a very low price, and the next one also at a very low price. So even though lilmix were leading 7-1, it can very easily become 4-7.
Oh, okay. That is a nice shot. The 1D to back. Dex, the one to pick it up, but he will catch a grenade, unfortunately. It's the Breeze getting one, and he actually beat out the off shot. Attax in a lot of trouble right now. Oh, it's so dangerous. He does get the headshot, no head armor on Louis, so he goes straight down, but the Breeze still will find it. He's picked up a weapon now. Follows him around the corner. This is a little bit sketchy. Allsank's going to be able to get that kill, so no problems here. They'll close up the round, but man, that was scary.
And that's the thing, like, even though we don't have a lot of money, you can just upgrade to maybe getting a single deagle, maybe a small armor or something like that. You only need one shot. You only need one of those, and then you can kind of move into the bomb side. That's what you see Dex with the entry kill.
Yeah, very cool.
Will be another eco, of course. Now this one will be more of a traditional full eco. Only one eagle invested, no armor, no utility, no nothing. So they're just potentially going to rush out A.
Try to get bomb planted.
Yeah.
That's all you're hoping for here. You hope you can distract the player at CT spawn, maybe kill him, and then plant the bomb. That's the only objective. Just get the $800 bonus and keep moving along.
And hopefully Seabreeze can hit a long range deagle. That's why he's on the ramp, and the rest are doing like kind of the waterfall strategy out of Palace. Let's see, he'll be the first one to check. And now dropping down to the side. There's no smoke, so this should be hard, but they might be able to get the plant here. Yep, they will. So that's mission accomplished.
Oh my god.
Huge. That's all you really want. Quicks will get kill as well. So Breeze picks up another one. He still should lose this round. Lumi, if he's really smart, will run away. Oh, he gets the shot. It's Breeze is across the way. Out of bullets, trying to run. I can't believe it. That is alternate, nearly throwing the round away. That is, oh man. And I was gonna say, just throw away the AWP, make sure they can't pick it up again, but oh my god. Sickening.
I'm not sure how much people could hear on the Twitch stream, but someone's car was just being told.
Yeah. That's it's not ideal. Hopefully not one of the players.
Definitely not. It's one of the things you have in a live environment. Anything can happen. All of a sudden, random noise can appear. You just have to deal with it.
I think it's an expo car.
Yeah.
It's a bold move to try and steal a car inside of an expo. Like, I don't think you can drive it out of here. You know what? Credit to
You never know. You never know what can happen.
Yeah, you know, it's ambitious, and you've got to give people credit for that too.
We are back to the last round of the first half. An ambitious round for both teams, both brought up, all on both sides. It's definitely a chance for lilmixgg to get in, but I think more realistic would be alternate attacks securing that fifth. Compared to the fact that they were down 1-7 is a great change of pace, but Seabreeze with the entry.
Look how close he is. Maybe even could have had the spray on either way, but he's dead in that corner. There were about 3 people that were able to, had their crosshairs traded him, so he was going to die either way. I mean, it's the last round and a half coming up here, and I think for lilmixgg, in finishing at 8 is still a really, really strong lead. They did put themselves in a bit of economic trouble, and they didn't really need to do that, but ultimately this is still fine. Dex with the last execution shot there, taking down Perks, but another really strong half for lilmixgg. I think that's got to be the highlight.
Yeah, definitely. And also, it's still kind of interesting, like that swinging rounds that came because of the economical disadvantage that we mentioned. 3 guys hunting, losing their weapons, losing the next round. That swing only came because of that. So when you think back, lilmixgg, yeah, we probably made a few tactical mistakes, but if we hadn't made those, like we would have dominated this half even more. So they're definitely happy with the result, even though it could have been better for them. And they're probably just talking about it now. Yeah, let's just crack on. Like, we got this. Alternate attacks on the other side of things will have to refocus and go back to the drawing board and what's in their PDFs or whatever they got. Like at the start of the day, this is what we're gonna do. This is the game plan.
I think if they can win a pistol round here, alternate, it does probably reset the mental state quite a bit for them. Like at that point, you think, okay, we're probably going to be, up to 6 rounds, and we can start to feel a little bit better about the whole thing. But if they lose it, God, it's not going to be easy. Quips is going to have a lot more in his hands than he wants here. Oh, Stefan's in. Oh, nice! Backhanding, it's back for more. You don't need to. You absolutely don't need to. Respect his attempt, but that opens everything up.
That's also one of the things where you would expect a player with more experience to take the first frag and then go back instead of re-peeking. But he felt it in the moment. He felt that was the right thing to do.
Look at the flank.
Big flank coming in from Freeze.
Oh, and the timing for Rumi. He actually did have the presence of mind to go back and check. He just has. It's going to be hard for him to know that someone's already made it, but now he definitely does. Shadow position is dead 100%. There's nothing that Brillo can do about it.
Oh wow, Lumi can hit that, but eventually he will.
Okay. Move forward. Sabreeze coming in on the flank, so him and Lumi need to talk together so that Lumi could be a little bit of a distraction here, and he's trying to do that. He's walking, making a lot of noise. They're going to triple team him, I think. Mount to beat him and Sabreeze. Just never put it into play, unfortunately. Nice round out of alternate though. Pistol round that they had to win.
They will get on the board, 5th round coming up for them. Big problem there in the beginning of the round. We could also hear, because we're so close to the players, they were talking heavily during the time in Palace. I think they heard a footstep from Quicks. That was maybe one of the reasons they were communicating. If we have someone close by to get that kill, we can explode on towards the bomb side and basically secure the round off the back of that.
Yeah, it's a really, really good job. That's an important round to win. They can open the game quite a bit. I think Lumi last time did get some scout shots off, so maybe we can see that again.
He had one of the rounds where he got 2 very clean headshots with him.
As a scout abuser myself, I approve.
I feel like the movement with the scout feels so smooth. Like it's almost ridiculous.
I'll buy a scout over like a FAMAS or something. I just because for the fun of it, I'm not even claiming it's a more efficient weapon. It feels pretty cool.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's either the scout or the auto shot. It's 2 extremes.
More, I believe, originally made for bush hunting or something like that. Not meant for human beings, so to speak. So Don't know why it's in the game to begin with, but it is.
I think there's a lot of like references that don't really make sense in like military perspective, but the deal definitely does in this case. Opening kill for Dex. Ruby here with Scar. This is the first one, but has a chance for a second 70 damage onto Austin. See, they still have a player, Alice. Lilmix stepping up from behind.
Well, that's awkward. They're in the wrong side, they can't really even miss it.
Seabreeze had the perfect chance to trade.
He did, he could have shot him right in the back, and that would have been probably the difference maker. Now, I think Brillo is screwed here.
It is incredibly hard to hold and like swing out of that angle when two players are aiming you down, like there's almost no chance.
But they make it quite expensive, right? They don't really win the round, but obviously your little mix, you can kind of walk with it, right? I mean, we made them fight for it.
Yeah, not a lot of other things that had to go right for this round to have gone their way, even though they had a low buy in it. Definitely not a bad situation, but the rounds are creeping up for us in the attack, so at some point Lilmix are going to have to get out to the goal.
Max 7 on Brillo. Okay.
Yeah.
Exciting times.
Yeah, and he has like 1800 like after buying it, so like, even if he dies and don't get a kill, he'll still have money to buy up fully, but if he gets a kill, he'll have so much extra. Lumion 2600 as well, will be able to get the orb next round. It's been many years, Anders, since we saw it.
Yeah, there was a time, wasn't there? They're really getting shut down.
Yeah.
It's also pretty good for Alternate, right? They had the previous round where they lost 3 players, so if they can make this close to a flawless round, it's a lot more exciting. They can start to get the money really rolling on the T side.
Let's see if Chris will have a chance here of getting some extra money in the bank. I think Quicks, he was playing back when the good old Bank of Fanatic JW shotgun was still in use, so he'll have some memories there. Oh, turns away, but still gets the shot. At long range, Max 7, you might as well not shoot. Like, it's not gonna hurt.
It's so ridiculous how that happens in Counter-Strike. You're holding an angle for so long, and then the second moves, somebody beats him. It's a classic, but well done. He made up for it. He adjusted in time. This next round is going to be super important for either team to figure out where this is going. It's a 7-8 scoreline. Lilmix finally with rifles on the CT side. They got the AWP on Lumi. We'll see if they can finish what they started here, or if it's going to go the wrong way, so to speak, for them.
Very interesting that Dex and Quicks go for the nades instead of getting an extra flashback in this case, so maybe they have something else. 1-for-1 trade, go is more from the Germans. Great nade, we were talking about it,
Yeah.
like it comes in, double bottom for the shadow position, will be forced out of there, but Smoke his teammates saves Dex. This is a good hold for Lilmix now. Lumi calls, there's no one advancing on ramp anymore, they might still be down there, but they're not coming up.
This flank in the middle as well. Walking through T-spawn is a breeze. They're aware that this can happen, but let's see if Sabreeze is going to keep going. It's tempting, but you have them boxed in right now.
Yeah, at some point you just have to say, okay, this position I have right now is golden. If I just hold it, we probably win the round. If I push it, then we might win it quicker, but there's a chance, there's a risk of it going the other way. So just hold it for now and play defensive.
That's what he's doing. That's really good. It's a really good call to make here, because if he dies, they have a way out.
Yeah.
Now they kind of don't, because we're down to 35 seconds, so they're pretty much committing to it, and now they know what's happening. Grenade, so Raiden actually almost hits that player. Just Lumi out on top. Next, he flash. Great kill from him. That really takes away the attention. You could see Lumi's able to get a kill on the other side. I think Panics is saying, let me just try and get a bomb out here. We're going to lose the round anyway, but I'm going to get him a shot. Wallace on top, and it's a good headshot. Lumi goes down. They can steal the AWP back, but that's a fairly expensive round. And not bad for also given the position that they were in, like a 5-on-3 or whatever. It's really hard to win.
Yeah, and also like, again, really fortunate timing for the CTs. Like they go up from the ramp, they hear the orb as the first sound, they go for him, then the shadow player gets all the attention, or gets all the chance to get the shot, he gets the kill, they turn around, face him, and then the stairs player can peek again. So constantly like switching the focus from the attacking side and constantly having an open door for the CTs. Also nice little double stack to begin with to play the ramp. Lumi once more just proving his worth. And there's the kill from Dex. 9-7. Still money of course in the bank of alternate attacks. Dex this round choosing to go with an AP9 in order to get full utility. Head to freeze. And middle. No kill just yet. Damage done.
Yeah, it all counts, doesn't it? It's like alternate on their side are thinking about getting a little mid control. They're in position to go through the underpass. They're waiting at top mid, so timing a grenade. Real. Falls early in the round. Able to pick it up. He's got 12 kills. He's playing pretty well at the moment.
Well, 6-4.
Minute to go here. CTs are slowly running out of utility. 2 Molotovs and 1 smoke remaining.
I think they just smoked window from, yeah, so they smoked the window from T spawn. They're going to leave Goody up on the A side, and then they're going to try and shoot it to the B bomb side, and it's working. Yeah. That mid smoke really making lilmix believe that it was going to be something else.
Oh, a little bit too far ahead of his teammates there. Quick setup. Cancels out the whole thing. If he survives and they can play a 4v5 retake, they can like try and see if they can get an opening at the same time. But with this being now a 3v5 situation, there's no reason to go for it. They definitely have to say.
Honestly, even in the 4 on 5,
Yeah.
I would have been so happy to say, let's box them into the bomb side and look for active kills.
Exactly.
Like, we don't even go for the round at all, because it's not really worth it. I guess it is, like you said.
Come on, Dex! Config wouldn't have done that.
Config 100% back there. For better or worse. Alright, so they get to save 2 AKs and then the AWP. So that's pretty good. But yeah, on the other side of things too, alternate will be able to walk away with a few rifles and get under the round with a goal too, so not too bad.
The economy were getting to an interesting state for the T side, but then they won this, survived with a bunch of players, got the bomb down, so yeah, a lot of money against Felton and Attax.
We've been hyping up Lumi a little bit, but you should probably give some credit to Panics. I feel like with the AWP on the other side, he's been playing pretty well too, hitting some crucial shots. They've been, I think, less flashy than some of the Lumi highlights.
Yeah.
But that's fine. Not necessarily a big problem.
To be honest, that's also one of the things that you kind of get when you look at the stats for alternate attacks and the games that they played, is that there's not really a star on that team. There's not a single player that has like a 120 rating. Like everyone is between 1.03 and 1.09. Like that's the whole team in that range. So everyone is contributing, and everyone can step up. And there's not really a star player or a weak link.
Bombs dropped a little far for the back this time. Suggesting also taking time to figure out exactly what they want to do here. MP9 and a 5-7 to add to what they saved in the previous round. So potential top mid control trying to be fought for here by lilmix.
Yeah, the standard setup where you have the short guy peeking out towards the top of mid and the mid guy holding down towards underground. Very common setup.
And super scary if one good flashbang hits here, then your cover is pretty much gone. Lumi gets one, but Dex can't hold up his end of the bargain, so he's going to go down to Perks instead. It's still an even trade. Perks did take a fair bit of damage. Maybe it'll be alright.
Brillo just jump checking from CT. Didn't see anything. The bomb's not being picked up. It's probably coming his way. Wants to 5 in the Molotov, I think. Yeah. Doesn't burn him. Very close to doing so. Now they're calling out for the CT molly. I think they have a good idea that he's there. And the first molly didn't spread correctly.
He's running down, but they are pretty much to the bomb side. Almost takes him down. I can't believe that he's still alive. He goes for a wide swing, trying to create a bit of space. 18 40 seconds on the clock. Freeze, stopping Sabreeze from coming through. He's trying to see if he can stop that bomb plant right there. And unfortunately for lilmix, this is looking like a very, very tough round here. The AWP and saving that is certainly the prime objective. That'll tie up the game 9-9. So alternate on the second half here, doing a lot. He's at 8-4 first half, but winning that pistol round just gave them a lot of space to work with.
Everyone's contributing in this one. It's Perks, Goody, and Freeze. We were used to panics like opening up in middle with the but now it's all of work. 9-9, as you said. The good thing for lilmix in this situation is that they have a decent ball scorers, they have 2 safe weapons, they're gonna have a 4-buy, no one's gonna be on like 5-7s or MP9s, everyone's gonna have all the weaponry they desire, but at this point it's kind of getting dangerous. Lumi of course still delivering, but it's so rough when you're like a CT player and you get 2 Molotovs and a nade thrown your way, you only have a 5-7 transfer back with.
Yeah, I mean, he did a great job of staying alive for a long time there, but the fun would have been if Sabreeze could have stopped the bomb right now. Yeah. That would have been really interesting. We have to play to the end of this, is what it feels like. We're tied up 9-9, so it could be all of the rounds played here, which again, I've got to say, I think is great news. Just more experience, more rounds for both teams to look at, and more time on the stage. That's probably what they want here. They save 2 rifles, they buy a little bit around it. A lot of grenades on the CT side, so they're quite happy in this round.
Yeah. Both teams have everything, and then disposal is still with the arm, but the secondary threat comes in on the rifle. Freeze will make it a 4v4.
It's Dex going down at the start of the round there without being able to do too much. Not to blame him, but it's just, it's going to be frustrating, right? You have that 4-on-5 advantage for like less than a second, and then it's back into a 4-on-4 like now.
And the safe boost coming out. The lilmix there just to clear down towards middle. Freeze is still there. You see him now. Bomb last time was dropped T-spawn and then brought back to A. This time it's a different kind of end mission from the default beginning. It's going to be a big hit. Seabreeze watching short, Quicks has to stand his ground, but will be taken out. Seabreeze swings around, but it's a 2-for-1 trade. Molotov in towards Kitchen. I think that missed. So Brillo now will have the chance of coming in, but Lumi last man standing 1v3. I don't think they've hurt him, but
he's getting shot in the back any moment now.
Freeze coming in the back. It's impossible round now for Lumi.
And for all of the great work that they've done to keep that AWP alive and carry it over into the next rounds, this is pretty brutal, right? Now they're around down, they've lost a lot of money.
And you could also hear like the Germans on the left of the stage, like they're really believing in it now. Like, they're talking a little bit louder, celebrating a little bit more at the end of each round, because now it's definitely possible. Like, remember, they were now 1-7, and now they're up 10-9.
And part of it, potentially due to some of the hunting, some of the economic decisions there on lilmix. I mean, if you look back now, you think that actually had a huge impact on the game. Dex, sure he's the hero, but they will run him down. There is a player in Alice as well for the CT side, but I don't think it's even going to matter at this point.
It's going to be a hero play right now for someone. Over at lilmix for this too. Actually happened, there's a chance here. Oh, quick! 2 quick kills with the MP9.
You wanted a hero play, and you just got it. Double kill with the MP9. That is super sick. And Brillo takes down Goody. It's just Perks left. 1 versus 3. Alternate for them. This is a catastrophe beyond belief. They should not be losing this round. They had everything. They got a double entry. They're playing against 1 M4 and a couple of MP9s. There's no way they should be in this one. But here we are anyway. Out in the open. Perks has to fight. He can't stick around. He just has to swing to try and look for something. And Quicks will drop him at the end. A triple for the veteran player. And a massive swing round here.
Yeah, of course, like as you mentioned, like in Counter-Strike we talk a lot about swing rounds. That round where they hunted, still won the round but lost the 3 weapon, that's definitely a swing round in the first half. Yeah. This is definitely going to be the swing round of the second half.
painful, isn't it?
All tied up now. 10-10. So we had a game in the RMR Open qualifier yesterday that went like 25-23 or something. That's a whole other map of Counter-Strike and MR12. Let's see if we can get the same here today. It would be quite the experience.
Yeah, someone has to set the record, right? For MR12 overtimes.
Yeah.
There is a boost on the other side, but I think they're just peeking towards the connector. I don't think they're peeking all the way to the window yet. Gonna turn it into a run boost. Always fun.
Smoke window and Molotov towards underground. It's gonna be the setup for now. 3-player B stack from lilmix. So gonna play towards short. Phoenix has locked down the angle. If they push out even further, but they won't. They'll just hold the angle. They'll be happy with contesting the territory. Lumi with the frag.
Also, that was so stretched out on this map. They're everywhere, right? They're on the A ramp, they're in the connector, they were at the camo towards B, they were in the B hallway. They were looking at everything, trying to attack the entire map all at once, which sounds crazy, but there are a couple of teams in the past. Virtus Pro, I think, did it for a while to some success, where they just kind of base around on where they actually find some success. Really hard to call, obviously, if you're on the T side, but yeah, it could be done.
You have to have a good mid-round, like calling Indian leader in order to do that.
Here in the first steps. Risking a lot by trying to take a shot through the bomb. Getting denied, it's only 19 seconds. Brillo moving in, 4 seconds down, and the bomb is on the ground. There's no plant happening now, I think. 2 versus 3, 10 seconds left. Lumi getting more shots. Even with that one, he's simply running out of time. He can't fake it any longer. He just has to look for the kills, and instead is Lumi coming through. Deagle shot at the end, 4 kills in the round.
I love the fact that like they have 2 players on that A side, and one of the players has to be the active one, even though he's behind the smoke. He knows he has his teammate on a very deep position, so he just takes all the attention towards him. And even though he might not get a kill, but all the attention he takes gives an open opportunity for the secondary player who is hiding on the bomb side. In this situation, he actually does even better than one could expect. So it's just in general good playing around with teammates there from lilmix, knowing where your teammates are, what we can do to help them. Nice cohesion. Freeze. That's an opportunity for an entry, but missed very, very narrow shot. Okay, minutes.
Okay, yeah, that's an opening. Brillo goes down next. Dex. Can't really do it often. It's so hard to take this position if they actually are coming in from the connector, because there's nowhere to go. And there's no cover behind that box, it's paper thin. You can shoot through that box with a Glock if you want to, so the AKs are just going to absolutely pepper it. Still, it somehow turned into a 2-on-3 here. Great opening, got to find quick, so I think that'll seal the deal. Breeze, there's no reason for them to fight him right now.
Smoking forward, trying to isolate the 1v1s. Now he's going to get caught in something like short. Yep, panics, peeking out. 11-11. This is just as we hoped. This is becoming a close game between these 2 teams. There's no super one-sided affair going on here.
I think the deeper you go now, the more the mental state of the players is going to be tested, right? For lilmix, it's fighting that negative feeling that we should have already won the game, we should already, at least the map, we should already won the map. For alternate, it's about sort of believing we did such a great job when they come back. Of course, we can get 2 more rounds. Obviously that's going to be possible. So just trying to balance all those feelings. Definitely not easy when things get this close.
But this is where we talk so much about experience of getting to play on a stage. This is where you actually gain it when you're down in a close game.
Yeah.
Everything's on the line. You have to make a great play in order to finish it.
Dex has had a very tough time in the middle, getting shut down early in these rounds, but he's on for the double, make it a triple, why not? Taking down 3s. Good manage, the only 2 left, it's a 2 versus 4. And you know what? Gex, he was on thin ice for that second kill. He was jumping down and sort of falling into the crosshair. That was about to be a disaster, but it's worked out all right. We'll see if Sabreeze, again, he did this last time when he was flanking through T-Spawn, just holding the line, and he's doing it again. Even if he dies, absolutely fine. Well played. If he keeps pushing up behind them, again, he leaves the opportunity for them to maybe find him, escape suddenly to 2-on-3 instead, so good play for Sabreeze, not trying to overplay his hand. Don't even know what good he can do at this point.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough scenario, no matter what. He's just gonna be content with saving in the corner. Has so much utility on him, so it makes a lot of sense. But then again, lilmix will be very, very happy, very pleased with this round coming out from Dex. They're gonna be up 12-11, and with a decent buy going into the next round.
Yeah, I can't really blame him for this. I think it's there's not a lot that he could have done on his own. But,
the money on the team side right now, like it's not gonna be AK full utility for sure. It might just be like a little smoke flash, something like that. So it's gonna be a tough scenario right now. lilmix could win the first map here.
Yeah, they definitely could. Scary, really, really scary game for both sides. Yeah, mostly Khalil's. The saved AK, Eagle. Things look a lot more interesting on the T on the CT side. They have the weapons that you want.
Almost everything at their disposal. Maybe missing a few Molotovs, but compared to the T side, it's definitely a lot better. They have to rely on all their tactical strength in order to get this one.
The A ramp, but surely they're going to want to use some of the other players to make a distraction before they go. Would assume that Perks would want to try and do a little bit more. He's throwing in a couple of grenades into the B bomb side, but Rillo and Dex forward on the A ramp, or if Goody goes down here, it's a big issue. This is going to turn it into a bit of an awkward round. Grenade goes up, Molotov to slow them down. Alternate, they have this one chance to get it into overtime, and they've already been kind of discovered trying to find that A-bomb side.
Only 40 seconds left to execute the split A. Not a lot of utility on the sides of the T's, but CTs are camped out in the bomb side, Lumi towards CT, and Sabreeze even might be able to go in and send a pull to the connector. Orsak and Pex both coming in with one Lumi pressing back, but will hit the shot. One more coming in towards the bomb side, and a rotation coming in from Sabreeze, but surely they have the chance to plant the bomb now on the T side.
They're really worried. Oh, the wallback coming through. Orsak goes down, and now they are out of time. They had the man lead and running away is Sabreeze. That is it. lilmix to pick up the opening map by simply running down the front. That is amazing.
Great job. Keeping the composure in the end. Yeah, you were talking about it during the game, Andrew. It's like finding that feeling of we should have won this earlier, but they got there in the end. The pressure didn't get to them. They were able to close it out. That's a very important mental thing to kind of build.
Yeah, it is.